personalization is really, really, really interesting.
Yeah.
It unlocks so many possible things. I mean, I, for one, look forward to creating a copy of myself.
I know we
And-
talked about this last time.
But this has, since the last time, this becomes
Now we're closer.
much closer. Like I could literally, just having interacted with some of these language models, I can see the absurd situation where I'll have a large uh, or a Lex language model, and I'll have to have a conversation with him about like, hey, listen, like you're just getting out of line, and having a conversation where you fine tune that thing to be a little bit more respectful or something like this. I mean, that's going to be that seems like an amazing product for businesses, for humans, just not just the assistant that's facing the individual, but the assistant that represents the individual to the public, both directions. There's basically a layer that is the AI system through which you interact with the outside world, that has humans in it. That's really interesting. And you that have social networks that connect billions of people, it seems like a heck of a large scale place to test some of this stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason why creators will want to do this is because they already have the communities on our services. Right. Yeah. And a lot of the interface for this stuff today are chat type interfaces. And between WhatsApp and Messenger, I think that those are, just great ways to interact with people.
So some of this is philosophy, but do you see a near-term future where you have some of the people you're friends with are AI systems on these social networks, on Facebook, on Instagram, even on WhatsApp, having conversations where some heterogeneous, some is human, some is AI?
I think we'll get to that. And if only just empirically looking at, and Microsoft released this thing called Xiaoice several years ago in China. It was a pre-LLM chatbot technology so it was a lot simpler than what's possible today. And I think it was like tens of millions of people were using this and just, really, became quite attached and built relationships with it. And I think that there's services today like Replica where, people are doing things like that. And so I think that there's certainly, needs for companionship that people have, older people. I think most people probably don't have as many friends as they would like to have, right? If you look at, there's some interesting demographic studies around that, like the average person has the number of close friends that they have is fewer today than it was 15 years ago. And I mean, that gets to like, this is like the core thing that I think about in terms of, building services that help connect people. So I think you'll get tools that help people connect with each other are going to be, the primary thing that we want to do. So you can imagine, AI assistants that, just do a better job of reminding you when it's your friend's birthday and how you could celebrate them, right? It's like right now we have like the little box in the corner of the website that tells you whose birthday it is and stuff like that. But it's, at some level, you don't just want to like send everyone a note that's the same note saying happy birthday with an emoji, right? So having something that's more of an, a social assistant in that sense, and like that can, update you on what's going on in their life and like how you can reach out to them effectively, help you be a better friend. I think that that's something that's super powerful too. But yeah, beyond that, and there are all these different flavors of kind of personal AIs that I think could exist. So I think an assistant is sort of the kind of simplest one to wrap your head around, but I think like a mentor or a life coach, someone who can give you advice, who's maybe like a bit of a cheerleader who can help pick you up through all the challenges that inevitably, we all go through on a daily basis. I think that there's probably, some role for something like that. And then, all the way, you can probably just go through a lot of the different type of kind of functional relationships that people have in their life. And, I would bet that there will be companies out there that take a crack at at a lot of these things. So I don't know. I think it's part of the interesting innovation that's going to exist is that there's certainly a lot like education tutors,
Mhm.
right? It's like, I mean, I just look at my kids learning to code, and they love it, but it's like they get stuck on a question and they have to wait till like I can help answer it, right? Or someone else who they know can help answer the question in the future. There will be like a coding assistant that they have that
Mhm.
is like designed to, be perfect for teaching a 5 and a 7-year-old how to code, and they'll just be able to ask questions all the time, and it'll be extremely patient. It's never going to get annoyed at them, right?
Mhm.
Um, I think that like there are all these different kind of relationships or functional relationships that we have in our lives that are really interesting. And I think one of the big questions is like, okay, is this all going to just get bucketed into one singular AI? I don't think so.